A Harley Davidson Retro Scrambler. Why a Scrambler? Because if I would only have one motorcycle, this would be it. Hi Priscilla. Come here. This is my number 15 build. Most of them are Harleys, this one included. I will show you the different sitting position than what stock used to be at. And maybe then we'll even take it for a little ride. Let's get to it. Original sitting position was somewhere hereabouts. It was too comfortable, too heavy. It took control away from the rider, and you were just too lazy on there. The seat was also much lower. I had to make the center foot controls, and that gave the bike a lot more control. As you can see, the rear has retained its stock Softail suspension, and that makes it very comfortable. Let's take it for a ride. Let's walk you around the bike, since you didn't feel like coming with me on a ride. At least you're still stuck around. Before I go too far, I want to thank Mike Selman, representing Bella Corsa, for the map rack and the Norman hide handlebars, which Bella Corsa typically sells British parts, and that's basically what these parts are. Thank you, Mike. Bella Corsa is an awesome company. You should check it out. The tank rack is actually mounted on the stock Harley gas tanks. Now there is a luggage compartment in the center. Usually I keep tools in there, but I took them out just for the video. And then the handlebars, I'll give you a rider's point of view. Very ergonomical, very simple. You realize there's no buttons here, no turn signals or horn. The high-low beam is over there. That is the main switch. And I use this. This is the reset for the odometer. I reset it at every gas fuel fill up. The mirrors are on the side underneath the handlebars. And the view, I don't know if I can see their view behind me, but they suffice. Typical Harley gas tanks with split tanks. Headlight is of zoomed up Ural. The fenders are both ribbed British type fenders. The fuel tanks were damaged. They had a dent on the side, and I dished them in order to get rid of the dent and also make the bike a little skinnier than it should be. The foot controls used to be down there as forward controls. I had to make the foot pegs and the shifter and the rear brake on the opposite side. It's been converted to a chain. because knobby tires almost require chains. Catching a rock in a belt, which was originally installed on a bike from factory, very prone to destruction from rocks. The bags are ammo boxes. Ammo boxes, they're around $17 a piece. Very inexpensive, very tough, decently roomy, but also they serve as crumple zones in case the bike falls on its side. They're relatively easy to remove and get a new set, put them on there. Knobby tires, I don't know, I like the way they look. They do hum, they do make a little noise at the freeway speeds, but they disappear around 60, 70 miles an hour. At 80 miles an hour you no longer hear them over the wind, but they do give a little extra functionality to the bike. It does go much further off pavement than the original motorcycle did. As you can see also on this side, the rear brake and the mid control, which used to be somewhere over here. So I moved them back about 10 inches and raised them above the exhaust for increased turning radius, increased lean angle in the corners. The carburetor is actually original, but the Sportster cover was one I had laying around here from many other Sportsters I have. The exhaust I made myself, and it makes accessing the rear wheel and the rear brake much easier. You no longer have to remove the exhaust to get to it. One cool thing I like about the Harley engines is that they don't share oil with the transmission or the clutch housing. The engine uses its own oil, and it has self-adjusting valve train, which makes the engine very reliable, dependable, and basically you don't have to work on it. Just add oil and gasoline. The seat is also British. The tail light and a bunch of other parts I had to make myself. This is a truck LED light, clearance light. I think they put on top of semi-trucks. And the bracket for it I made myself. Also a luggage rack and the mounts for the boxes. I'm not sure if you can see that close. Battery is retained by a toolless strap. Once the springs come off to raise the seat, that strap comes off completely without the need of any tools. And the cool thing about the rear fender is they're mounted onto the axle adjuster. So once the axle comes off for a tire change or a wheel removal, the whole rear fender comes off with that wing nut being loosened up and the electrical connector being disconnected. That way it makes changing the rear tire so much easier. And I think that's about all I have for you today. And look at the crash bar. I don't know if you're familiar with the Harley crash bar, but this one has been narrowed 6 inches and raised 3 inches. Also for more lean angle. I don't know if you can see the difference from its original, but it's noticeably skinnier and smaller. There you have it. Motonisto number 15. And I will make another episode of some of my other bikes. And meanwhile, I'll be looking for a GoPro. Borrow, steal, beg, maybe just buy one. I don't know. I haven't had the use for one until I started these episodes. Anyway, I will see you around.